Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. Today in this video lecture I am going to discuss another poetry by John Donne titled as The SKTC, Fair Like a Pillow on a Bed. So the poem opens with a simile likening the setting to a pillow, suggesting comfort and intimacy. This sets a tender tone. A pregnant bank swelled up to rest. So the pregnant bank signifies a lush, fertile place, enhancing feelings of abundance and serenity, emphasizing a natural, nurturing environment. The violet's reclining head. So the violet represents beauty and tenderness. Its reclining position indicates a peaceful cohabitation with nature, further highlighting the gentle setting. Sat we to one another's best. So the speaker states that the lovers are each other's best, emphasizing unity and affection between them, suggesting an ideal relationship. Our hands were firmly cemented. So, the imagery of cementing conveys a strong bond, suggesting that their connection is unbreakable and permanent, with a fast balm which thins dead spring. So, the fast balm implies healing and soothing qualities, indicating that their love not only binds them but also provides comfort and protection. Our eye beams twisted and did thread. So, eye beams shows their deep gazes, symbolizing emotional and spiritual intertwining. The twisting indicates complexity in their connection. Now here we see our eyes upon one double string. So this line enhances the idea of unity. Their perspectives and visions are entwined, suggesting that they perceive the world as one. So to inti-graft our hands as yet. So the metaphor of inti-grafting demonstrates or showcase a blend of their identities and lives, implying a deep-rooted connection that transcends physicality. Was all the means to make us one. So the poem emphasizes that physical closeness means hand holding is the primary medium for achieving emotional unity. And pictures in our eyes to get. So the pictures hint at shared dreams and visions. Their gazes create mutual understanding and reflection of their love. Was all our propagation. So, propagation refers to the sharing and nurturing of their love and connection, articulating the concept of emotional reproduction. As twixt two equal armies wait. So, this metaphor introduces conflict. The equal armies suggest a stalemate, reflecting the tension between the lovers regarding their spiritual states. Suspense, uncertain victory. So, fate's role in their bond becomes uncertain, highlighting the precariousness of love and connection, reminiscent of a battle for emotional closeness. Our souls wish to advance their state. So, the souls of the lovers are portrayed as striving for a higher state of existence, indicating a spiritual aspect to their connection. Were gone out, hung twixt her and me. So, this line suggests an equilibrium. Their souls are suspended in between, awaiting the realization of their unity necessary for fulfilling each other's emotional needs. Now, heading on to another stanza, and whilst our souls negotiate there. So, the word negotiate suggests a deep, ongoing conversation or interaction between the lovers' souls. It highlights their spiritual connection amidst physical presence. We like spectral statues lay. So, comparing themselves to sepulchral statues evokes a sense of stillness and timelessness, emphasizing the solemnity and seriousness of their bond, yet suggesting a lack of physical interaction. All day the same our postures were. So the repetition of their postures indicates a static relationship where they maintain their positions without change, symbolizing stability but also possibly stagnation in expression. And we said nothing all the day. So, this line reinforces the idea that their love transcends spoken words. There's a deep understanding beyond verbal communication, yet it suggests a longing for connection through dialogue. If any, so by love refines. So, the phrase indicates the idea of love refining individuals. Refined suggests that love elevates and purifies the person, preparing them for deeper understanding. That he soul's language understood. So the soul's language refers to the unspoken communication and emotions that love conveys. True comprehension comes from a deeper emotional connection. And by good love were grown all mine. So, good love means a healthy, nurturing connection, suggesting that love allows individuals to become more intellectually and spiritually aware within convenient distance stood. So, this line introduces the idea of proximity. It signifies that emotional closeness can exist even when physical distance remains, underlining the emotional connection here. So, though he knew not which soul spake. So, this evokes a kind of intrigue. The observer may not discern which lover is speaking, indicating their unity and the indistinguishable nature of their souls in love, because both speak the same. So, the implication is that both souls are aligned in intention and expression, suggesting a perfect resonance between their emotions and thoughts. Might thence a new concoction take. So, the idea of a new concoction implies transformation. Their unison creates something new and different, representing the growth that emerges from their connection, and a part for far purer than he came. So the transformation highlights that their love elevates individuals, leading to a purer state of being than before, indicating a spiritual awakening. This ecstasy doth unperplex. So the ecstasy mentioned here refers to the transcendence experienced through love. It clears confusion in understanding the nature of their connection. We said and tell us what we love. So this line poses a question for exploration. They seek to understand the true essence of their love, reflecting their introspective journey. We see by this it was not sex. So they recognize that their connection is not merely physical. This emphasizes the purity and depth of their emotional bond beyond mere physical attraction. We saw not what did move. So the idea here is about realization. They conclude that their connection is beyond the physical, which didn't truly engage or animate them, but as all several souls contain. So this line posits that individual souls hold a variety of elements and experiences, suggesting complexity and multifaceted nature within personal identity. Mixture of things they know not what. So, this reinforces the idea of the unknown aspect of souls, implying that individuals may not fully grasp their own complexities until influenced by love. Love these mixed souls doth mix again. So the concept of love acting as a unifying force emerges. It combines distinct souls, creating a holistic experience led by emotional and spiritual closeness, and makes both one, each, this and that. Conclusively, this line encapsulates the sense of unity in love. Their individual identities blend to form a singular experience of love, symbolizing complete harmony between them. A single violet transplant, the strength, the color, and the size, all which before was poor and scant, redoubles still and multiplies. So, the image of a single violet transplant symbolizes love or a new relationship. The violet may also represent beauty or tenderness. Strength, color, and size indicate the richness of love previously lacking. Poor and scant, it now flourishes abundantly. The repetition of redoubles implies that love magnifies and grows more vibrant over time. When love with one another so intrin animates two souls, that abler soul which thence doth flow defects of loneliness controls. So interin animates suggests that love animates or brings life to two souls, making them interact deeply. The abler soul refers to a stronger connection resulting from love, capable of overcoming loneliness, defects of loneliness. The idea here is that love transforms individuals into a more powerful collective being. We then, who are this new soul, know of what we are composed and made, for the atomies of which we grow are souls whom no change can invade. So the new soul represents the union of the two lovers, suggesting they have become something greater than their individual selves. Composed and made hints at the understanding of one's essence in a relationship. The use of atomies refers to fundamental particles, means souls that are indivisible and eternal. So the phrase indicates that their love is enduring, immune to outside changes. But oh, alas, so long, so far, our bodies, why do we forbear? They ours. They are ours, though they are not we. We are. The intelligences, they the spheres. So, oh alas, so long, so far reflects longing and perhaps physical separation between the lovers. The question, why do we forbear, expresses a desire for closeness but acknowledges barriers. Bodies are viewed as vessels, so they are ours. They are, though they are not we. So that hold the souls, yet the primary identity lies in the shared consciousness. The metaphor of sphere suggests bodies circulate around the deeper connection of souls. Then we see we owe them thanks because they thus did us to us at first convey, yielded their senses, forced to us, nor are draws to us but allay. So the reflection expresses gratitude towards their bodies for enabling the connection to occur. Did us to us at first convey implies that physical forms facilitated the initial meeting and connection. Yielded their senses force indicates that our bodies allows us to experience love sensually, even if they are considered secondary to the soul's identity. Nor are draws to us but allay suggests that while physical bodies may seem trivial, they provide comfort and grounding, enriching the overall experience of love. Now, heading on to another stanza, we find we owe them thanks because they thus. So, the speaker acknowledges an external influence, possibly referring to the divine or the forces of nature that contribute to love. Did us to us at first convey. So, these forces have conveyed something essential to human existence and relationships. Yielded their senses force to us. So, the sensory experiences provided by nature enhance human perception and connection in love. Nor are draws to us but allay. So the influences are not worthless, rather they soothe and contribute to the mystical experience of love. On men, heaven's influence works not so. So the divine influence on humans is subtle, suggesting a layer of complexity in spiritual connections. But that at first imprints the air. So heaven's effect is first felt in the environment, indicating that love begins in external tangible aspects. So soul into the soul may flow. So this line indicates a deep spiritual connection between lovers where their souls intermingle, though it to body first repair. So before this connection manifests spiritually, it is rooted in the physical nature of the human body. As our blood labors to beget, so there is a creation process, comparing the mixing of blood to the intertwining of souls through love. Spirits as like souls as it can. So the next generation of souls created must share similarities, emphasizing kinship and deep connection. Because such fingers need to knit, so the image of fingers knitting suggests meticulous effort in the fusion of hearts and souls. That subtle knot which makes us men. So the bound connection of lovers forms the essence of humanity, highlighting love's crucial role in defining what it means to be human. So must pure lovers' souls descend. So the idea of spiritual descent is addressed, emphasizing a conscious effort to connect emotionally and spiritually. The affections and to faculties. So lovers descend into feelings and faculties of understanding, seeking intimacy and shared experiences, which sense may reach and apprehend. So true understanding of love requires sensory engagement. It is not merely an abstract concept. Else a great prince in prison lies. So without this connection, even someone of high status, means the prince, can feel trapped and incomplete in love. To our bodies turn we then that so. So the physical aspect of love is addressed next, reinforcing its importance and the need for physical union. Weak men on love revealed may look. So the idea is that even those perceived as weak can find strength and revelation through love. Love's mysteries in souls do grow. So the complexities of love deepen within the souls of those who experience it. But yet the body is in his book. So the physical body serves as the narrative of love, a tangible expression of emotional and spiritual feelings. And if some lovers, such as we, so the speaker addresses fellow lovers, suggesting shared experiences in the journey of love, have heard this dialogue of one. So there is an implied conversation, possibly between the lovers themselves or between lovers and natures. Let him still mark us, he shall see. So the speaker invites others to observe and understand the connection being described. Small change when we are two bodies gone. So despite physical separation, the spiritual bond and connection remain unchanged, affirming the enduring nature of true love. Then with this video lecture ends here. Hope this video lecture will help you in your exams. Thank you.